upon meditation.
According to the book of Enoch, which is one of the apocryphal books left out of the Bible, but he's important because he's mentioned in the Bible.
Enoch.
Okay. The book of Enoch. These beings came from heaven to earth, and then they have names. They taught human beings technology, how to make weapons, how to even make beer and all this other crazy stuff. And then they took Enoch on a trip to the Earth's atmosphere and beyond, and he saw the Earth and the shape of the planet as a sphere, and how he saw that he was living on a giant ball, and then brought him back.
Ooh, now we're getting into it. Now we're getting into the truth, the real stuff right here, guys. Beings are taking humans and taking them off of the planet, letting them learn, letting them go on a trip and experience other worlds and other realities. And then they bring them back to Earth and let these people teach, because this is what expansion is about. This is what positivity is about: connecting, not negativity, which disconnects. Positivity connects, brings people together, brings people closer, allows knowledge to flow, and allows information to flow. So this is so cool. Imagine you're being taken on an extraterrestrial ship onto another planet to truly learn and expand. This is what I love and what I love to experience. Let's keep getting into it.
Yeah, this is all in the book of Enoch. The only Bible that has the book of Enoch in it is the Ethiopian Bible. It's the only Bible in the world that actually incorporated the book of Enoch into their canonized text. The rest of the Bibles omitted the book of Enoch. And the wars of these gods can be found in the book of Deuteronomy. The wars of the gods, these are the Atlantean wars that everybody's trying to figure out what happened. It's in the book of Deuteronomy in the Bible. All the wars are right there.
But you say a lot of this was omitted from the Bible, right?
Yeah, but the Deuteronomy is actually in there.
The Deuteronomy. And so what is the Deuteronomy?
It's a book in the Bible.
It's a book in the Bible, okay.
The modern day Bible. Anybody can go open their Bible and go, oh, Deuteronomy, let me read this. They don't read it, especially in Bible study. But the reason why is because you have God, which is actually gods, plural, going to war against other gods in other towns and cities and other regions of the planet, and sending human beings to these places to go to battle, and sending angels with them with battle gear on to fight and kill. And the words are, go there, get in, kill the women, kill the children, kill the animals if need be. And if you see any women that you like, you can rape them. These are the exact words used. I want you to get a Bible and look it up. And if you decide you rape him, if you decide you want to keep him as wife, you can take him, but bring the spoils of war back to me. This was these internal battles going on from one region of the world to another region of the world, stealing and fighting over humans and resources. These people have become so evil, fighting against each other and utilizing human beings as chattel. And that's all in the book of Enoch. So God is good and loving, and he's all the same all the time. But all of a sudden you read the book of Enoch and you go, what's going on? You know, the book of Deuteronomy, you read the book of Deuteronomy, you go, what's going on here? These aren't exactly the stories that, described. I don't think it's talking about the creator of the universe in that book.
So, okay, I want to kind of I want to unpack this in kind of like a linear timeline of your personal discovery of this. So you had that experience in your living room.
Yeah.
You decided to go on the telescope website, the Global Telescope, and find all these things. At what point did you become aware of these ancient texts and go translate them and learn about them?
When I started Googling and trying to find if anybody was looking at these anomalies, I came across information about the Anunnaki. That's the name of the beings that, according to the ancient texts, came from heaven to earth. In the Egyptian culture, they call them the Naturu. And they said they came to earth and turned mud into a kingdom. In the Bible, they call them the Anak. They have these names in all different cultures. They all show up around the same time in every culture. And I started finding more instances of them in every culture I looked into around the same time period.
So these are the beings that came in, obviously took the existing hominids on Earth, changed their DNA, created the modern humans as we know today. I mean, our DNA has been changed, it's been spliced. We're the only creatures on the earth that need shelter, that need clothes, that need all these things to survive. We're not from this planet. So it's very interesting. We're like no other being on this planet other than dolphins. So that's just very cool.
And I go, these people really came here at some point in the distant past. It seems to be now around 450,000 years ago they arrived. And about 200,000 years ago, according to the text, not me, they started genetically tinkering with human beings, saying they were adding their essence to them to get us to do the labor for them. So around 200,000 years ago, they started tinkering with us. And there's a famous cylinder scroll and with some text at the British Museum with Isis, the goddess Isis, who was one of the original Sumerian pantheon, not Egyptian, Sumerian. And she's holding up a baby and she says, the first Adamu, which means first man, my hands have created it. And she claims to have taken in the text, taken this baby to term for 10 months in her own womb to create the more modern version of Homo sapien sapien.
Okay, so what is, in your description, what was the Anunnaki?
The Anunnaki, well, the term itself means those who came from heaven to earth. And these Anunnaki are beings that came from outside of earth to earth, from many different places, potentially. Just like if you were to travel to Mars, right, and you met a Martian, they say, where you from? You say, I'm an Earthling. You wouldn't say I'm from Tampa. Right. So it's the same thing. It's a generalized term. And so, but these Anunnaki, these are the original Atlantean people. They created an Atlantean civilization. How do I know this? The tablets, the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, which is my first book, is about the Emerald Tablets. It's a bestseller right now. It's #1 out of 3 million books on Amazon. Why? Because it's talking about the gentleman that ruled over the land of Chem before it was called Egypt for 14,000 years. He left behind these tablets that he authored himself. He didn't have a scribe write them. Back in the day, it was typical. If you were considered a god, you would have a scribe write your work. He wrote them himself. He talks about the Great Flood. He talks about civilization declining and having to be brought back to a high level. He talks about all this stuff in the Emerald Tablets. And he covers everything from A to B. He talks about having technology in the Emerald Tablets. He has a ship that doesn't sail in the ocean. It flies into the sky until the earth disappears, until he gets to the place appointed, and then it descends from the sky back down to the land. This is 36,000-year-old text. And what's interesting about this text, where Jesus is talking in the Bible, quoted as saying things in the New Testament of the Bible, I have side by side the verses from the Bible and the verses from Thoth the Atlantean. Guess what? They're the same. But which came first, the chicken or the egg? One is 2,000 years old and the other one is 36,000 years old.
That's powerful stuff right there. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that'll leave you absolutely speechless. I mean, that's why Billy Carson is the man, guys. Go follow him. Go check his stuff out because like he even said with Jesus, whose real name is Yeshua, and Thoth, I mean, I've been very attracted to both of these beings where it almost seems like one and the same. I mean, it's just a certain energy that you feel whenever you have these beings as your guide. But this is just so cool to break it down. The book of Deuteronomy, he's talking about the war in ancient times. He's even talking about Isis, who was an important and integral part, and she's mentioned in the Dolores Cannon books as well. She was on a temple here. I mean, it's just, it goes deep. It runs deep, guys. I mean, this is just really cool information. You're only going to find it here. Kelly, what'd you think?
That was awesome. That just left me inspired. Like, I want to go home and pull out these books and start reading through them and start trying to put more
We're
together.
Constantly learning, constantly researching.
Absolutely. And the book of Enoch, I really don't know much about it. I've just heard about it, but it actually has been on my mind lately. It just keeps popping up. So maybe it's a message that I should look into it. But very, very fascinating. I know there's a lot of texts that have been taken out of the Bible, including the book of Thomas, which is the only text that has direct quotes from Yeshua or Jesus. That was taken out. I'm reading that one as well. And I never thought about how Enoch sounds like Anunnaki, and it's basically, as he said, the same term. So that's really fascinating connection right there. And it just has left me inspired to want to keep digging and learning and reading these texts myself to see what I can pick up on.
Yeah. I mean, this is just so cool, guys. We're really starting to get into our rhythm on this channel. Really starting to get into, we're dropping new videos every single day. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, check back every day, guys. And please get in the comments. Let us know what you think of this information. Let's get together as a group and truly share and spread this information together, guys. Keep meditating, keep researching. We're in this together. We're building something that's powerful. We're building something that's going to grow and expand into something that neither of us, either of us, any of us could have ever imagined. Thank you for being here now.